Welcome to BunniPhish Crafts. I'm Heather, known as BunniPhish on Ravelry, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon, and today I am super excited to tell you about an upcoming craft along that will be starting on May 15th over in the Ravelry group and also on Instagram. So it is time for the annual, I don't know, fourth, fifth, no idea, all the small things craft along. So for this craft along, anything that you finish between May 15th and August 15th, do you see how we're starting a whole month early because in the time of quarantine? Anything that you finish in that time frame will be eligible for a prize. So let's talk about what's eligible. Works in progress, of course. Anything that is finished, so one motif, one square on a blanket, that's a finish. One sock, it's a finish. One sweater, one entire blanket. Yes, those are all finished things. So anything that you finish. The crafts that are allowed are knitting, crocheting, spinning, weaving, cross stitch, embroidery, sewing, and if you make an argument for a different craft to be counted and someone else in the thread says, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea, then I will allow it. It's a really, really fun, this is my favorite knit along that I do all year. I think it's my favorite knit along that anybody does, honestly, if I'm being 100% honest. And I'm starting it a month early because I am really, really feeling the need to like just play with scrappy projects that don't have any real any deadlines or don't need to be thought about too much other than color placement. That's just where I am. But you know, I also kind of want to start a giant lacy shawl. Not, I don't wear giant lacy shawls, but I kind of want to make one. So if I finish it within that 4-month period, is that 4 months? I think that's 4 months. That would also count as a finished thing. There are no minimum yardage requirements, and when you post in the thread, there's not going to be a finished objects thread. It will just all be chatter. But when you post a project that you want counted or a square or whatever, at the bottom of your post, you must include how many finished things are in that post. So if you put 17 squares in a post, you have to put that there are 17 things being posted. You can post all 17 of those in one photo. You don't have to take 17 separate photos. If you made like 2 Christmas ornaments and a pair of socks and a sweater and just wanted to put all 5 of those items in one photo and then just at the bottom say 5 items, perfectly acceptable. That actually makes it really easy on loading for screens if you can. But if you take like a sweater photo and a pair of socks photo and a hat photo and put those 3 things in, that's also fine. Just tell me at the bottom that you have 4 items. If you post a pair of socks but you don't say it's 2 items, I'm only going to count it as 1. It's your job to let me know how many items are in that post. If you post 17 squares and you don't tell me, even if they're separate photos, if you don't tell me that there are 17 squares, I will only count it as 1 square. I will keep track in a notebook of how many entries there are, and then I will use random number generator to draw a prize for every 100 entries. I do not have all of the prizes figured out yet. If you would like to donate a prize, let me know. Some prize ideas are a set of mini skeins from my stash. These would be like 5 gram mini skeins, so small things. I think I have some stitch markers that I could put in there, so sets of stitch markers, patterns from my Ravelry store. I might have some other notions and things to send. I don't know because again, this normally happens a month later, so I have not gone through and looked at what I have. But check the Ravelry thread, and I will keep that updated as I draw prizes, as people donate prizes. You are absolutely eligible to win more than one prize if you continue to post. I will continue to draw unless you tell me that you don't want to be counted, in which case you can still post, you can still participate. I would just, if I drew your post, I would random generate, and I would no longer count your posts in my notebook. Like, I wouldn't write down your stuff. So you can win more than once. If you don't want to win more than once, also very cool. I think I also have a couple project bags that are gently used that I would be willing to part with for all the small things. And I think that's all for information. Did I say whips are allowed? Whips are absolutely allowed. New projects are allowed. And just for funsies, I will be keeping track of how many remnants of yarn I completely use up. So that means they're gone. It means that I don't have anything left in my stash. So for instance, if I made a square out of one of my scraps, but it didn't use up the whole scrap, then that doesn't count towards my remnants used up. It has to be a remnant that I use completely. And that remnant could be a full skein of yarn. It could be something I used all the way from a brand new skein all the way through the end. Still only counts as one remnant out of my stash. I have been counting that for the past 2 years, so this will be my 3rd year doing that, and it's just really, really fun and motivating seeing how many minis I can get out of my stash. I'm super excited. I hope you are as excited as I am. If there is any more information, I will put it down in the description as it comes up, and it will also be over in the Ravelry thread. I hope you come and play along in all the small things. It is always a lot of fun, and join over in the chatter in the Ravelry thread. We always have really great cheerleaders who frequently take care of the cheerleading when I get too busy with summer life, as happens when you have 4 children in a house. But maybe not this summer, because who knows what's going to happen this summer. I'm super excited. I will see you over in the Ravelry group. Oh, and on Instagram. So there will be a hashtag. I have to look at Instagram and see what it's going to be. No, I'll look right now. According to hashtags, it looks like this will be the 5th year of BunniPhish, all the small things. So it's going to be hashtag BPH small 20. And I will draw, as there are 100 posts over on Instagram, I will draw a prize from over on Instagram from the prize pool. Should be good. So you can absolutely double dip by posting your things on Instagram and also in the Ravelry thread. Just throwing it out there. But on Instagram, each post will count as one instead of each object counting as one. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see all of the things that people are finishing, scrappy and otherwise.